What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's episode of the Just Saying podcast. I'm your host, Justin Martindale, and today I'm joined with producer Lee. We are going to be breaking it down for you. We are actually shooting this ahead of our normal schedule because I will be traveling, and with that said and done, this week I will be in New York City at the New York Comedy Club on March 20th, my birthday. I'll be working. And then March 21st at the New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut. So get your tickets if you're going to be in that area. But I am very excited to bring you guys these stories for the week. Again, if I've missed anything, I'm sure we will get to them the following week when I'm back. Plus, I'm going to have tons of stories from the road. I'll be adding some news stories on my Patreon as well. But last week's episode with Kit, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was a little watery-eyed, a little teary-eyed at some point. And after we recorded, I went straight to Beverly Hills. One Medical was like, I'm traveling. Give me the pills. Give me Parker Posey's pills from White Lotus. And they said, we can't give you those, but we can give you a diagnosis on what you had. They said, do you want a COVID test? I said, no. I know. I've had COVID like 10 times. It's not COVID.
It was just allergies, right?
That's what they said.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like. It was like
severe allergies.
Yeah.
I don't have allergies.
It seemed like an allergic reaction, maybe like
to life?
I don't know. But honestly, I just edited that. It didn't come through in the episode at all.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Then disregard everything I've said. No,
maybe just a little sniffles.
Oh, it was just like the light. I remember like the light was just, you know, that like feeling like right in your sinuses. I was like, God, this sucks. So they gave me like some amoxicillin and some like post-nasal drip spray. So if I sound a little congested, I am, but we're back in action. I'm like, I can't have this like at my shows. I just start bawling on stage and I'm like, it's allergies, I swear. They're like, ugh.
So how are you feeling right now?
Overall, way better. So just to give everyone's a heads up. So if the comments for that episode were like, why are you crying? What's happening? What's wrong with you? Are you spiraling? Yes, but it's just allergies. So
to give you credit, you really didn't fall apart until after the ad reads.
Whenever I get to the ad reads is when I unravel. I really do, because it questions like my reading ability. It questions my presentation. Am I doing a good job? What's everyone saying about me? Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of thought going into that. That's when I think the medication, the Sudafed, was wearing off like during the ad reads. I was like, oh God, it's happening, like a werewolf at a full moon. But I hope you guys had a really fun St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish, or I think I am. My 23andMe said I was a little Irish, which my whole life I thought I was not. I always just thought I was like Italian. And then my 23andMe was like, oh yeah, you're like Northern Europe, Irish, whatever. So I don't know. I will be in Vegas for St. Patrick's Day. So actually my second time in Vegas during St. Patrick's Day.
Is it crazy there?
Oh, it's gross. It's like Walmart, but green.
Yeah.
It's just Shamrock Crocs and like, I mean, people are just boozed out of their mind. But like those big, what are those like? You know, the big pitcher drinks?
The 3-foot drinks.
The 3-foot drinks, but we've made them green. People are just It's really fun. It's fun, but it is definitely a trip. So
it's like I imagine it like a shitty beach boardwalk, except just condensed. Like, have you ever been to like the Jersey Shore?
No.
Or no.
No, have not. No, that wasn't, I didn't mean that to come out very pointed. You're like, have you? God, no.
Yeah.
No, I would visit just for the, kind of like a Hollywood tour.
Yeah.
You know, be like, oh, this is like the show. But I would not like spend time there. There would be no Airbnb rental.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to get panty crickets from Snooki, that's just not in the cards for me. No.
Well, then you're not going to get my reference.
But I mean, like, I get it. It's like going to like Mardi Gras.
Yeah, or like Just adult Six Flags.
Adult Six Flags. Yeah.
Yes.
Like an unhinged Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Like we had in San Antonio, we had Night in Old San Antonio, which is like Fiesta.
Okay.
And that's where it was a great point in every child's life to go to their first Nyosa, because when you went to Nyosa, you would get a thing called a Nyosa kiss. Now, I don't know if I talked about this with John Hill in like a past episode or something, but a Nyosa kiss was...
I'm not familiar, so please fill me
You
in.
just go up to a stranger and say Nyosa kiss, and they would kiss you. Now, I see now as an adult how this was problematic, because you'd probably have a bunch of 16 to 18,
Yeah.
15 to 18 high schoolers of age, 15 to 18, going up to random strangers saying Nyosa kiss, and they're just kissing minors. So that's how we celebrated
What happened
back
in San
home.
Antonio? I don't know.
You know what? But it was also a great time because when you went to Nyosa, the next couple of days would go by and Ashley would be missing from class, or Dylan wouldn't be in homeroom, and you're like, wait, what happened? They'd be like, they've got mono. So you would learn real quick who your slutty bacteria friends are in high school. So it was all, I get it. So yes.
That vibe.
St. Patrick's Day is not a big holiday for me. I'm not like waking up being like, I need a Guinness right now,
Yeah.
Do you do that?
No.
Are you Irish?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you were in a tavern
Yes.
in like a past life.
Yeah, I'm Irish and Russian Hebrew, so yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of taverns in my past lives.
And oil wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkish oil wrestling.
But I don't know. I'm not big on holidays in general, actually.
You know what? I feel like St. Patrick's Day is right there with like Valentine's Day. You're just kind of like, and right now with the world in the state it's in, if you need an excuse to just black out on the sidewalk in your own green puke, go for it, Britney. Do it.
Yeah. When I was drinking, I didn't need an excuse to black out.
Wait. Speaking of Britney, someone sent me this video today. We have a new Britney dancing video, and we have gone from her spinning in her kitchen with knives, that classic gem, to her actually getting in her fireplace while there's a fire in there and dancing.
I saw some of this one. I didn't know what was happening. I just see Britney's butt in a thong in front of like this.
What is she doing?
In front of this hearth, this hearth.
And Lenny, the waitress here, who I love to death more than anything, sent me the video. She goes, "We have to talk about this." And I go, "Is it bad that I kind of wanted her hair to catch on fire?" Which is horrible, I know, but it looks like her hair. This is a girl who set fire to her gym during COVID when she left a Bath and Body Works candle lit. She's dancing with knives. I think it's that one right there. She's dancing.
Yeah, it looks like there's two of them, but
yes, she's dancing to like Justin Timberlake, which is very weird. And she literally crawls into her lit fireplace and almost sets herself ablaze.
So we have it playing on the video right now. Oh,
here she is.
We definitely.
No. That was just that was a tease. That was a tease. Okay, here it is. Or maybe she deleted it because people were like saying she looks like she's gonna catch herself on fire.
I wonder if we can find a reaction video too.
Oh my God. But I mean, the flame is literally just like inches from her hair. And I'm like, well, I didn't have this on my ways Britney's gonna go. Crawled into her own fireplace. But gotta love her. Just be careful, girl. I don't know. Maybe this is how she celebrates St. Patrick's Day. I have no idea. We can look it up and see.
TMZ. Here we go. Yeah, this is it.
Oh yeah, this is it. So she's got her fall hat on. You know, that classic apple cider hat.
Sticks a foot
opens
into the fireplace and
gets
squats.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, she's in there. She's like,
She's in it.
yep.
She's in the fireplace. So yeah, TMZ was saying like maybe next time she like lights her knives on fire and spins around. I'm like, I don't know if she's going for full on circus du Soleil, but yeah. Oh my God, it's so close. Oh, and you know what? If that had happened, the headline would have been, "Oops, she did it again."
Oh, jeez.
Just enough with the "oops, I did it again" headlines. We get it. We just want you to be careful, Britney. We don't need you to light your hair on fire. My God, you've already shaved your head. Don't burn it off. The great rewards hunt is on. Join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. But the excitement is only getting started because new players can get 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code SAYIN, SAYIN, and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 500 casino spins on a featured game. Only on the most rewarding place to play, DraftKings Casino, where the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Minimum $100 in wagers required for reward. Rewards vary by tier reached. Slots and table games only. Non-withdrawable casino credits expire in 168 hours. Wager $70,000 for maximum reward. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, let's get into some stories. If you were detoxing, we have a solution for you after this long St. Patrick's Day weekend. Maybe you don't want to drink. Maybe you just want to goop it up with good old Gwenyth. And Gwenyth is once again facing criticism over her restrictive diet. And she's explaining now why she's making a real effort to change her approach to healthy eating. I've eaten at a Goop. They have little like Goop shops around town. And Evan was like, oh, let's just order something from Goop. And I thought he was joking, and he wasn't. Not good. It's not good. So she has her own podcast called The Goop Podcast. She sat down for a conversation titled, What No One Ever Told Us About Menopause. She was joined by guest Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and author of the New York Times bestseller, The New Menopause. As they began discussing their own experiences with menopausal symptoms, Gwenyth shared that I'm really in the thick of it right now, so I'm all over the place. Yeah, no shit. But I noticed my symptoms are like pretty well under control, unless you know in January when the fires were happening, she continued, I've used alcohol for its purpose.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if she experienced the fires or if it was just a hot flash, but she says I was medicating, admitting that during those 2 weeks, I think I drank every night amid the fires. I think I did too, but I was in Palm Springs. But I was away from the fires. But I was drinking. No judgment.
When in Palm Springs?
When in Palm Springs, yeah. You know what? The world's on fire. Have a martini, I say. Blue cheese, stuffed olives, let's go. Gwenyth went on to explain that her menopausal symptoms were completely out of control due to her increased use of alcohol. Now, at this point, I don't drink a lot at all. She said maybe I'll have one drink a week. Okay, is this just a cry for help? Or is this attention? She said that her and her family were thankfully not directly impacted by the fires. She shared on Instagram at the time that so many of her close friends lost everything and that she was experiencing a deep, deep grief. A goopy grief. A griefy goop. But does she go on to say, like, what is this, like, diet? No. On her drinking impacting her menopausal symptoms, Gwenyth concluded, it was the first time I really noticed, like, causation. I thought it said Caucasian.
I thought it said Caucasian.
It's the first time I thought of Caucasian in that way. Just drinking alcohol during the fires. Just like Cersei up there on her throne, just watching all of King's Landing, just green smoke everywhere. That's how Cersei celebrates St. Patrick's Day.
Or the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, just So she goes on to say that Dr. Haver offered a confirmation of Gwyneth's suspicions, saying lots of my patients say the same thing. They're really just spontaneously realizing that that they've cut back on alcohol or just quit altogether because it hasn't been worth it. They don't bounce back the same way. It stays in our system a lot longer. Ain't that the truth? Gwyneth also shared that she's currently making an effort to switch her mindset around eating from what it's been in the past. She spoke to the doctor about how she's trying to eat to be strong instead of eat to be thin. What? Every time Gwyneth says something, it just makes her sound like a complete asshole. And I've seen her at a seafood restaurant. She eats, but you shouldn't eat to be thin. You should eat to survive. eat to be satiated, to have nourishment. It's tough. It's hard, she says. Eating more protein, saying that her generation was raised to value being thin over being strong. I mean, I'm making a real effort to do it. I'm really trying. But sometimes I'm like gagging down cottage cheese.
Then you're eating too much cottage cheese.
Yeah. No one gags
Like eat
on
some,
cottage cheese.
cook an egg, like
Cook an
anything
egg.
else.
You need protein? Boil an egg.
Yeah.
10 minutes. It's the best way to boil an egg. I know it's necessary, but she said the doctor agreed. So, yeah, she's been scrutinized for her diet. And she's like, I mean, this is also someone who just like ate bone broth and vegetables. And that was it. And she's like, no, I'm going to eat to be strong. Yeah. Gwyneth, good luck. Ladies, eat whatever the hell you want to eat. But like, come on. This is dumb. I don't know. I wouldn't want to take nutritional advice from Gwenyth Paltrow.
Yeah, what was the original point? Drinking on menopause?
It went from like I'm drinking every night to gagging on cottage cheese. Like what a range.
Yeah. Yeah. That goop lifestyle.
You know what helps when you're eating a lot of cottage cheese? A good gin martini. Just a nice Hendrix, maybe a cottage cheese stuffed olive to maybe help it go down a little bit better. No vermouth, though. Get rid of the vermouth. No thanks. All right. Well, from that, we go over to the White Lotus, which I am loving. I have not seen this week's episode yet. No spoilers, but it's going to be good. I was trying to tell Lee about it because Lee, I don't want to drag you right now.
You can.
Has not seen The White Lotus, Lotus de Blanco. He has not watched it. What did you say? You quit in season 2?
Halfway through season 2.
Just because why? It was
I couldn't
too many
get
gay
through
people?
it.
Is that what you said? Too many gay people? Wow.
Yes.
These gays are trying to kill me.
No, honestly, they made the show better. That whole like group of gays that adopted what's her face? I'm terrible with names. But
Jennifer Coolidge?
Jennifer Coolidge, yeah. And I love Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
I love everything. She's my absolute favorite. But I don't know. There was something about the pacing that just lost me kind of halfway through season 2.
Get into it.
Yeah.
Because there is a little bit of a full circle moment in season 3,
Okay.
which we're in now.
I love season 1.
Season 1's great. Season 2, I thought was okay. It was fun because
Okay.
we had Jennifer Coolidge back.
Yes.
Season 3 is a totally different vibe because you're in Thailand. The theme song's different. Everyone's livid. I like the theme song. I also like that it's this. The location's gorgeous. Makes me want to go to Thailand. Makes me want to go to Thailand real bad. It's good. I like it. And this past week, they had the full moon party, which we even said with Kit last week that we're having a blood moon happening.
And an eclipse.
Which I guess they already happened. I guess we're okay.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but you guys have lived.
You
through
guys have
it.
witnessed it. What was it like? Leave it in the comments below. But it's really, really, really good. And one of the stars of White Lotus, Aimee Lou Woods, who I just adore, says that she is very aware about these conversations going on social media about her teeth. Now, Aimee Lou Woods is I'm trying to remember what character she plays. I think her name's Chelsea. She plays the girlfriend of one of the visitors who we now know is going to Bangkok to see his father's murderer face to face. So that's all we really know about it. But
Chelsea.
yes, I was right. She plays Chelsea. Perfect. So she is in White Lotus season 3. I think she's adorable. She's just this nice little ray of sunshine. She's always just optimistic. She has this curmudgeon of a boyfriend, very Mark Maron. Just Mark Maron, very Mark Maron idiosyncrasies, just like, and she's just like little Miss Optimism. She's almost been almost died twice. So she was bitten by a cobra and she survived a jewelry heist. But everyone is giving her a lot of flack on the internet about her teeth. Now she has 2 very prominent, I guess they call them rabbit teeth, bunny teeth. And I'm here for it. Makes her stand out. She's British. She does this little thing with her lip, like her teeth just rest right there on her bottom lip. I think it's adorable. And people are into that. Why not? I actually prefer to see somebody with natural teeth and not chiclet veneers.
The veneer thing is over the top.
Just the one tooth.
And they I feel like veneers stick out more than like a character tooth, you know?
She is saying she doesn't give a shit about what people say about her teeth. So she got her start in the UK with roles in Mary Stuart and People, Places, and Things. In 2019, she made her TV debut when she joined Netflix's Sex Education, which if you haven't seen Sex Education, it's so good. I watched it during COVID and it's so good. Gillian Anderson's in it. She plays this like sex therapist who goes and teaches sex therapy at her son's school. It's an amazing cast. She played Amy. She actually got a British Academy Television Award for Best Female Comedy Performance, and she remained on the show until 2023. Following Sex Education, she was cast in The White Lotus. So she's been booming in the spotlight. It didn't stop her from feeling intimidated by the high-profile project. These people live in Hollywood, she told The Hollywood Reporter. I live in my little flat in Southeast London, and I'm so British in my sensibility that I wasn't sure how to handle being around so many people who were so front-footed and front-toothed and confident. Oh, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. She specifically addressed the conversation surrounding her scene-stealing teeth. She says, all I ever do is take the piss out of myself. Good for her. Even the way White Lotus fans are talking about me and my teeth, that I don't have veneers or Botox, it feels a bit rebellious. I love her.
I think she's cute.
She's very cute. And she is actually just naturally funny and charming. And I can't wait to see what she does in this show. And this is one of those seasons in White Lotus where they show that someone's dead in like the first, 3 minutes, and you don't know who it is, and it could be anybody, and everyone's a suspect. So, and she's already been murdered twice, or not murdered. She's been, I don't know, in harm's way twice. And she even starts saying that, like, oh my God, it's a full moon. That's bad luck. I've already been through it twice already. So I'm really hoping it's not her because she's just adorable.
If they're like, if they keep throwing it at you, it's probably not going to end up being her, right? Because I feel like that's
I want a twist.
Clear misdirection.
Yes. I want a full, like, didn't see that coming. I don't want it to be like, oh, it's going to be this person. Then you're like, all right, I was right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Traitors, the finale of Traitors. I was like, yeah, all right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
They could have thrown red a little bit more, but I'm happy with the outcome and everyone's happy. So that's what we want. At the end of this season, we just want everyone to be happy. Guys, I have to tell you about my new favorite online shopping, and that is Quince. You guys, elevating my style used to cost me an arm and a leg. It would always break my bank. But with Quince, I get high-end, versatile pieces at prices that I can actually afford. Who doesn't love to afford things? Now I can upgrade my style by snagging killer luxury essentials that sync with my vibe as well as my wallet. Quince has all the must-haves like Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50 to iconic 100% leather jackets and comfortable pants for every occasion. The best part, guys, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middlemen and passes the savings on to us. Quince has everything you're looking for: menswear, women's wear, pajamas, socks, essentials, workout clothes, home items, candles. You heard me, candles. And I love them. They actually sent me a nice pair of gloves that I'm going to take with me on the East Coast for my tour dates to keep my hands warm this just devastatingly cold winter. And so I couldn't thank them enough. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/sayin, SAYIN, for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/sayin to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sayin. All right, I'll tell you who's not happy right now. Kim Zolciak. Oh, Kim. God damn it, Kim. Kim Zolciak, according to TMZ, went on stage while talking about her divorce with Kroy. And she said, guys, she's finally free. Yes, she's free. From Kroy Biermann, she broke down on stage while talking about her divorce. And clearly she feels like she's been under some immense pressure. Now, if you're not familiar with Kim Zolciak, she was on the original series or the original season and series of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She had the infamous Party for the Don't Be Tardy for the Party single, which Nene Leakes threw major shade at her. She would drink and she would smoke in her car while it was parked. Then she married Kroy Biermann, and then as this divorce kind of started unfolding, the police were called literally almost every night with complaints, noise, harassment, assault, breaking, restraint orders, all that kind of stuff. So she went on Kristen Cavallari's podcast, Let's Be Honest. She actually went on, I guess Kristen Cavallari's on tour with this, which is being filmed as a new reality show for E. Great. E needs shows. I literally was in the back bar the other night and they had it on E and it was just like a Mrs. Doubtfire marathon. Like someone's just pushing play for Mrs. Doubtfire.
It goes to the Netflix screen at the end.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, I was like, come on, E. And they dove into Zolciak's divorce the first time Kim's really sat down and discussed it. She says, while we don't have video of the two diving deep into it, sources at the event tell TMZ they chatted for a good 20 minutes about the topic. And at one point, it got super emotional. Sources told TMZ that Kim broke down in tears during the chat and she called Kroy a narcissist while firing back at claims that she has a gambling problem. She says she never went to a casino without Kroy, implying he gambles just as much as she does. Kim also talked about the cameras Kroy allegedly set up over the house and even in the bathroom to spy on her, adding that she feels finally free from him and can now talk about this all openly. Kroy got a new job late last year, but Kim says it was her first since 2015 when he left the NFL after 8 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. Since then, Kroy says she's been working and bringing in money to support their family, even though she says he has money in his 401k that he could spend. Just look at this kiss. I have never seen a couple more in love. This looks like Andrew McCarthy kissing Kim Cattrall and Mannequin to make her come alive.
Yeah, they look like wax figures.
Yeah. This is like where you're not supposed to do it, Madame Tussauds.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to go up to the, Beyonce wax figure and kiss it.
I wonder if people try. Do
Absolutely.
you think people try to kiss him?
Oh, I think people do way more. I don't trust people. On Hollywood Boulevard, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, do the Madame Tussauds staff get involved? Like, do you think they're like, sir, if you cannot try and sit on Lady Gaga's shoulders, that would be great.
I think they have to because you can damage them, right?
I'm sure.
I've never been there, but I live right down the street, but I've never been inside.
We should go.
Yeah.
We should just do like a little afternoon. I've never been either.
Yeah.
That would be fun. We'll have a Just Saying like excursion.
That would be
office
fun.
retreat.
Yeah. We'll call ahead. We'll see if we can bring a camera.
Severance has nothing on us. But I guess Croy filed for divorce back in 2023. And the last 2 years have been drama-filled. Cops reportedly visited their residence, which only recently sold for $2.75 million to mediate multiple domestic disputes. They've reached out to Croy about Kim's comments on Cavallari's podcast with zero comment. So there's that. You know what? Press is press. Good for her. I hope actually she does move forward from this. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm sure Bravo might offer her a spinoff show being like, I'm free, you know. I don't know. Atlanta Housewives just premiered this past week. So I don't believe she's on that, but she could make a return as a friend, or maybe the next season she comes on. But Kim Zolciak is good TV because she is bonkers in like all the best and worst ways. Speaking of nuts, Peanut, remember Peanut?
Yes.
The squirrel that was murdered because I guess there was a huge conspiracy that the owner, what was it? The owner was like a Trump supporter or something.
So the neighbor called the cops because they thought they were using the animals in adult films.
Yes, because the owner and his wife made like OnlyFans videos.
Yes.
I mean, we've all seen this guy's dong, or at least I have, because, you know, I blame John Hill. When in doubt, I blame John Hill. But the neighbors said that Peanut and the raccoon that they also had were not registered or didn't have like paperwork. And so then the police came in and tried to catch Peanut, and Peanut bit one of the officers. And so they didn't have paperwork that said that Peanut didn't have rabies. So if they doubt that the animal has rabies, they have to take measures that are very domestic and very, you know, very sweet. They chop off its head to test it for rabies.
They have to take out the brain.
God.
Yeah.
So they took out peanut-sized brain, and now the owner has found love again. 4 months. By the way, I just love this headline. Peanut's grieving owner finds love again 4 months after New York bureaucrats slaughtered the famous squirrel. I mean, if that is not a headline for this year, I don't know what is. So he has revealed he has a new fur baby, Mark Longo, no pun intended, said he recently adopted a miniature dachshund named Howard and believes the puppy may be the reincarnated version of his beloved squirrel. Okay, we need to take this dog away from him immediately.
Yeah, it's a bit much. You can't just get a puppy and say, "Yeah, I love the puppy. It's a sweet
My
puppy."
dead squirrels and this dog. Maybe you don't get the dog, Mark Longo. He says, just to see him run around outside and be best friends with the cat reminds me of Peanut. Yeah, it's called a dog. It's what they do. Oh, look at that doggy. He literally brought a little bit of spark back into my life and put a smile on my face. Oh, that's a sweet, sweet dog. So Longo and his wife, Daniela, decided to adopt Howard from a neighbor 2 weeks ago after being hesitant. It's been an emotional time for me and my family. I was on the fence, much like the squirrel used to be. He says they Both grieve Peanut, who was cruelly seized by the State Department during an infamous October 30th raid on his home, an animal refugee in upstate New York. So,
Well, they have a regular pet now.
Well,
and not a squirrel and a raccoon.
I do have breaking news.
Tell me.
The dog did snap at Mark and Daniela, so they had to cut its head off and test the brain for rabies. Now, a lot of people said that's extreme. You're only supposed to do that with squirrels, but I think that's all he knows.
Twist ending.
Whew. But honestly, that was a cute little dog. I love a miniature dachshund. I had a miniature dachshund, and that puppy is still alive. That puppy is 20 years old.
Wow.
And still alive, living its best life in St. Louis, Missouri with my friend Stacy. Shout out Kiwi, Sweet Pea. Love her. They're the best dogs. Such snuggle bugs. But not as sweet as my little Frida Pepita tortilla. No, thank you. But here's a lady who can make tortillas from scratch. Meghan Markle. Now, we talked about Meghan last week with Kit and about her new show. And since we did that show, we just got an update that her show, With Love, Meghan, has been picked up for a season 2. God, just when you thought you couldn't get enough. But a lot of people now are giving their insights on what it was actually like to work with Meghan Sussex. I'm sorry. Meghan Mountbatten Windsor. Sometimes she forgets her own last name. Don't we all? Her latest chapter is unfolding on screen and off. She debuted this show on Netflix, and her lifestyle brand as ever gains momentum. Those who worked alongside her share with people what it was like to bring her vision to life. And with the second season already out, coming this fall, the Duchess of Sussex is just getting started. She shared with people in this week's cover story that she envisioned the show as a communal experience where the crew wasn't just behind the camera, but part of the action. Much like this show. It feels as though we're just spending time together, which is what we ended up being. I'd make a recipe and say, everyone try this. And there are certain dishes where you just watch everyone flock in. Flock in. Get out of here. Get the flock out of here. We've run out of spoons. It ended up feeling so communal, and that's the spirit of the show. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at her creative process, on-set dynamic, and what really went on behind closed doors. Okay.
I don't know about this.
I think they're all just going to kiss her ass and say, you should see her. She squeezes a lemon with a smile. Ugh. Are we trying to make Meghan Markle like the new, like, Martha Stewart?
I think she's trying to make herself into Martha Stewart.
I get it. I want to see what the director, Michael Steed, did have to say about her. So he worked on the Emmy Award-winning series Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown, so he knows Crazy. I love that show. That was great.
Yeah, but Anthony Bourdain was at least...
No Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just... Anthony Bourdain was like a hot, wayward fisherman.
And he was so early in this whole genre. Like, he created the genre. And this genre was created because he was so genuine and everybody wanted to be like him and every producer wanted to produce a show like his. And so it's just, it's never going to be that good, but it can be better than Meghan Markle.
Yes. And the director also says that he had a front row seat to Meghan's culinary skills, noting that her cooking is pretty spot on. She's not a chef, and it's definitely not meant to make it seem like she is, but there's just a love of cooking. And that is palpable. Steed also says that the team wasn't aiming for perfection. For me, imperfection is a wonderful thing. It was fun watching her trying to get used to the kitchen.
Learn her way around.
As a girl from Compton, I had to learn my way around the kitchen. When I was actually put in one, I had to learn where the ladles were and how to place my pots and pans in order. That's not really a quote, I'm just saying that. But she had to get used to being in the kitchen because it's not her place, so we don't hide that fact. And she's kind of walking and looking for things. I really wanted to embrace and celebrate all of the mistakes and mess and all that good stuff. When it comes to Meghan's presence on set, Steve describes her as friendly. Hold on. Friendlies in quotes.
Yeah.
She's friendly and approachable, which is not in quotes, creating a, quote, comfortable environment for everyone involved. Meghan as a person is totally LA, California through and through. I'm sorry. We know our way around a kitchen.
Yeah.
Do you think she walked in there and she's like, what is this? And they're like, that's an island. And she's like, oh, much like H's homeland, which she calls Harry H.
Yeah. Now, do you think she would have a more successful TV career if she was actually the Duchess of Sussex? That's what they are, right? The Dooch and Dutch.
They're kind of the Duchess of who cares?
But if she
actually had a title,
if she was still a royal,
she wouldn't be doing this shit.
You don't think so?
No, she'd have like duties. All their duties were like stripped away. This is her like passion project. She's like, give me a mason jar. I'm going to make tea.
Yeah. So
like this is her like.
She gave up being a royal to do this.
Harry gave up being a royal because the royal family was bullying Meghan. And they were like, we're going to move to LA and do our own thing.
But yeah, to put the conspiracy hat on, do you think that she was actually just bored and with being a royal and was like,
yeah, she was an actress.
I want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
she wanted to be the American princess. And then it was like, okay, well, this is what you have to do. Excuse me, is have to go to these like charity events and visit kids in the hospital. And she thought it was going to be like going to these like lavish balls because she watched Emily in Paris once. Yeah. Or like, you know, Cinderella and like doing these glamorous things. And she was like, oh, this sucks. And now she's like doing this like Joanna Gaines. She's giving Joanna Gaines hair right here.
Yes.
She loves a barn door.
Yes. Now, do you think she's going to try to have a cameo on Suits LA?
Sure.
Yeah.
If that's not already happening, I would be shocked.
You think she's in the pilot?
I don't know if she's in the pilot. I wasn't a big Suits fan. Were you?
I watched it when they dumped it on Netflix.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
I fell off. The last 2 seasons are unwatchable.
Wow.
The first 3, like, I don't know how many there are. I think there's 5 total. Yeah. I don't know for sure. But the first like 2 or 3 are actually quite good for what it is, for it being a network drama. It's good. The characters are good. It's fast paced. It's a decent show.
Okay. Well, I'm not sold. Yeah. But this is like Suits LA, I will not watch. Meghan Markle in the Kitchen, I will not watch as well. I will say this, and I don't have a Meghan Markle obsession. I know a lot of people love talking about the royals and all that stuff. But like Meghan Markle's dad hated her. Meghan Markle's like sister hated her. Like, I don't hate Meghan Markle. I will tell you who I hate. Yolanda Saldivar. That is who I hate. Yolanda Saldivar, who killed my slain queen.
Right behind you there.
Selena, right here behind me. San Antonio. You get it. Selena was our JFK. When Selena got shot, my teacher ran in to our classroom and was like, Selena was shot. We all went home and we saw the video of Yolanda Saldivar in the red truck with the gun to her head saying, I killed my best friend. And she's been in jail. She went to jail. She's been in jail for, I think, 30 years now. And guys, the time has come where Yolanda Saldivar is possibly up for a parole eligibility, a relative has said. And this relative said she's ready to get out of jail because she believes she has more than served her time. Now, I will say this. No. You stay in there, bitch. I think it's probably going to be best for you because let me tell you something. The minute you get out of jail, I've seen TikToks about this. I've seen children's themed parties where she is the piñata and kids are hitting her. It's not looking good for Yolanda if she gets out of prison. So she is now 64 years old and was a close friend and business associate of Selena Quintanilla before fatally shooting her at a Days Inn in Corpus Christi. Ugh, God, that's so hard to read. Dying at a Days Inn in Corpus Christi. She deserved better than that. This was back in 1995, just 2 weeks ahead of what would have been her 24th birthday. I forget how young she was. A family member of Yolanda Saldivar told the New York Post that she believes she should be freed from prison when she becomes eligible in March of 2025, which is this month. I think the date is actually either the 20th or the 30th. She claims that the shooting was accidental. Enough is enough, one of Saldivar's relatives, who went unnamed, no shit, told the outlet she feels like she's a political prisoner at this point. She's ready to get out of jail because she believes she's served more than her time. Now, I understand the point of view that she's saying it's a political thing, but also she literally just had like a documentary come out. Like, if you don't want, and also every single time they ask her if she killed Selena, she says no, or I don't want to talk about that. Now, what I think they should do is hook her up to the Vanity Fair lie detector, like Lady Gaga, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, and ask the hard-hitting questions like, did you kill Selena on purpose? And she says no, and the weird stenographer guy can just be like, and then we know.
To get parole, you're supposed to show remorse, right?
No, this woman is just like stone face. And there have been times throughout the years when I'm wondering, I'll think about Yolanda Saldivar and I'll just be like, where is she? Because I think she's in like solitary confinement. So it's just like cushioned walls. I don't know.
She maintains that the shooting was an accident.
She says it was an accident. Yeah, you just shoot somebody on accident. She shared a prison interview in the Oxygen docuseries Selena and Yolanda, The Secrets Between Them, that she was convicted by public opinion even before my trial started. Since being convicted of murder in 1995 and sentenced to life, Saldivar has reportedly claimed there is a bounty on her head in jail. Yeah.
So that might be why she's in solitary, is because she's in danger.
But you know what, honey? The minute you get out of jail, you don't think the rest of the world is going to have a bounty on your head? I know some ladies who put their eyebrows on with Sharpies. some tough brujas. Some chismes. Some like some Sharpie lip liner. They're out there. They got flannel on.
Now, do you think that she will try to have some sort of fame when she cuts out of prison?
Lee, I didn't even think about that. And I'm not ready. There's so much I can put up with. But I swear to God, Lee, if she gets out and goes on Dancing with the Stars like Anna Delvey and fucking dances the Argentina samba to Bitty Bitty Bum Bum, mi corazón can't take it. I will be in a red truck with a gun to my head being like, no. Helicopter. I'll drive to the Days Inn in Corpus Christi just to make it that authentica. Oh my God. I'm not ready for that. I am not ready for that. But now you put it in my head, and I'm like, it could totally happen. Her new way of life, you know?
Yeah,
Because it did happen for Gypsy Rose.
it
And
did.
Gypsy Rose, goddamn Gypsy Rose. She's now giving advice to Luigi, Mascarpone,
Really?
Mangione,
Yeah.
Magiones, the hot little noodle of a felon. She's giving advice that letters in prison are nice to receive, but hey, you know what? There's a lot of weirdos out there. You know what? Yeah, we know there's a lot of weirdos. And Gypsy Rose says that all the letters Luigi Mangione is getting in jail will serve as a boost for the alleged murderer. But be warned, Gypsy says, because there's a lot of weirdos out there. We caught up with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We didn't, but TMZ did, who served 7 years after she was convicted of second-degree murder and the death of her mother. They asked her what it's like to receive so much fan mail while she's locked up. And she said that it's good to buoy your spirits, but it's important to distinguish between people who are genuinely reaching out versus the ones who are sending letters in an attempt to get something out of you. Just take her partner, Ken. He sent a letter to her when she was locked up, and she could tell he was genuine. Now they have a kid together and couldn't be happier.
That took a turn. So get the letters from the weirdos.
Get the letter from the weirdo, form a bond with them, get out of jail, have a kid.
I think that works out.
Not the timeline I would have chosen, but if the timeline works for Gypsy, then so be it. Gypsy says she doesn't have any advice about finding love behind bars for Mangione, who is facing both state and federal charges for allegedly shooting the United Healthcare CEO back in December. But legions of fans have publicly expressed their support of Luigi, showing up in New York to cheer outside of courthouses where Mangione is going through court hearings. Now, I don't know if this case will be dismissed. We don't know what is going to happen. We all know that he is Mr. Heartthrob right now with his little delicate ankles all shackled up. There's allegations that there's some nudes out there. So who knows? I can definitely tell you what kind of fan mail he is getting for sure. I'm sure he's getting lots of them.
Yeah, I think there are some ladies looking for love.
I'm sure there's some boys looking for other things. It is pretty wild to see what a frenzy this has caused as the piano plays upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, join me, will you, as we look at Luigi's abs? God. I mean, he's cute. Definitely cute. He could get away with murder. But we have someone who could give some advice about Luigi's 20 alleged sex tapes that are floating around that no one has sent me yet. We have this woman. She's a sex therapist. She says, you know what I do? I watch porn. I research vibrators and visit dungeons while on the job. You know what, America? We're back. We go to work, clock in, do your job, and go home. So this woman says this is the one time that not safe for work content is suitable for the workplace. She says that she is a sex therapist, and she's going to let us in on some down and dirty business, if you will. When she isn't hosting client sessions, sex therapist Georgina Vass, which I feel like is a good sex therapist name, Georgina Vass. Right in the Vass. Georgina. She spends time researching various X-rated topics, telling that she will visit sex shops, attend lectures, watch porn, and even recently attend a workshop in a dungeon. You know what? I love a good old-fashioned dungeon workshop. It really, bust out the cat of nine tails, put me on a stretcher. I am in for the night. She says this is no typical day. She hails from the U.S. but resides in Brighton, UK. For the clients she sees in person, she explained that it's helpful to see what adult toys are available locally since she has to give recommendations. Interesting. So she says, porn is a loaded topic. Okay, Georgina. I see what you did there. And it comes up, okay, Georgina, often in my work. So it's helpful to watch and peruse around to have some context for what clients may be referring to. She says she's curious about what videos have the most views, and I find it fascinating how that can vary by country. Vass was first intrigued by sex therapy when she worked as a waitress, and an old coworker divulged information about BDSM. She says she was always interested in sexuality and relationships, so she feels very lucky that she can combine this subject matter with her therapy skills in a professional way. So she says that she finds the difficulty for her is to find the skill set of the balance between therapy and sex. She says, as a sex therapist, she works with individual clients or couples, assigning homework and helping them discuss taboo topics such as certain fetishes. Over time, working with a client, the topics that may have originally sounded unusual to me begin to make a little more sense. In reality, the most surprising cases occur in social settings where people who know what I do will seek to use me as a confessional booth. Ooh.
I think a lot of guys are going up to her saying that they need help with sex therapy. She's hot. She's a good-looking therapist.
Oh.
And so I think that guys are hitting on her saying that, oh, you should be my therapist. And you should do BDSM things.
So she's like the little
me.
kid in Sixth Sense who like hears ghosts. Like she has to listen to all these guys like, so I'm really into feet and you got nice feet.
Yeah.
Look at your tiny fingers.
What do you think that means?
Ugh,
what
God.
can you recommend?
I love my mom. What does that mean? But I don't understand like the recommending dildos. That's
Well, she says she works with couples. And they, she has to know the landscape in order to assign the correct therapies for the couples she works with.
I get that. Well, good for her. At least she's doing the Lord's work. I feel like a lot of people need to know. I just don't. I see some weird ass things online. I've seen a like a dildo shaped like a alien, like a xenomorph.
Oh yeah, that's like
wait. That was really quick of an agreement. You're like, oh yeah,
that stuff like the tentacles and things.
The tentacles. Yeah, I don't get it.
It's big with like OnlyFans girls and like the e-girl aesthetic.
Why do you know that?
I'm a straight 35-year-old man. I'm 37.
Tentacles.
Yeah, the tentacles and
with the suction cups on the tentacles.
Yeah, and the horse, so they have like horse dicks and stuff, like horse cock. It's uncomfortable. But there's a lot of different things.
Why?
There's a variety of latex pleasures that you can.
Whatever happened to a good old fashioned rabbit? You know?
Well, that's for women. Yeah.
I don't need like.
Well, I think it's for exhibition, for showing off, for
a horse. You say
a horse? Yeah, it's big.
We might have to pull that up. Can we pull that up and just get a quick reaction?
Yeah.
Let's just see. Your Google history is different than mine.
There's Amazon, but yeah. So
my God.
Yeah. This is like the classic one.
The classic?
But
that's what a horse penis looks like?
Supposedly. I don't know. I've never really taken a good a close look.
$80? Why? Look at me. $80?
Well, most girls, like girls that create content, guys buy these for them.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's why we have women. That's why we have Georgina Vass.
Yes.
It actually looks like a upside down guy's penis.
This one's $140, 160.
Not by using promo code SAYIN. Get 40% off your horse dildo using promo code. Could you imagine? Wow, that's insane. That's jarring.
The world of straight online media right now is
terrifying.
a little intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Oh my God. Well, do we have one more story or is
No,
that
I
it?
think we wrap it on horsecocks.
I think we wrap it on horsecocks as well. You guys, this has been so fun. Lee, thank you for being here. Honestly,
Justin.
and we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, commenting, sharing the clips. Truly, it means so much. Thank you again. I feel like this is a good birthday episode for me, which will be great. And again, if you're in New York, come see me March 20th at the New York Comedy Club and March 21st, Stamford, Connecticut. We will be back next week with an all-new episode of the Just Saying podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.